Hi, welcome. This is the round 21 preview. Carlton, St Kilda, Marvel Stadium. It's a big game. It's been a good week. It has been a good week. This has been a period of watching Carlton and covering the club on this channel that I've not experienced before. So it feels new. And the reason I say that is because, first of all, a 6-game winning streak. I've never experienced that or covered that. I don't remember 2000. I think beating the really good sides, the contenders as well, haven't experienced that. So this is all new. But the reality is, footy is just, it humbles you straight away. So I feel like I'm excited, I'm confident about this week, but at the same time, I don't want to get too ahead of myself because how could we? How could we after what happened 7 weeks ago? We've come off it's almost like we've had a story within the story of this year. It feels like 2 seasons in a really funny way, even though we're still about to go through finishing 1 season. So I'm mindful of not getting too cocky. But I think having this belief now that they can do it because they did do it, I'm hoping that translates to the players. And, St Kilda are a team that bloody rise to the occasion when we play them. So I think at any moment, if the group get to a point where they don't bring that same focus and intensity, that is where we could be susceptible to not performing or not getting the win. As it stands right now, we're sitting in the 8. We probably need to win at least 2 of our remaining 4 games to play finals football. And that means the job's not done. No matter what happens at the end of this 4-week period or 4-game period, we will probably look back on whatever's just happened in this 6-week stretch and look at it as a positive moving forward. I think that's because they've found this consistency and they've found this ability to buy in defensively and be connected. And that's ultimately what we need to garner. And now we get to a point in the season where we're in control of our destiny. And that's all you can really hope for. So backtrack a year ago, 4 weeks to go in the season, we needed to win 1. We couldn't get that done. This year we need to win 2. So there's that. I met with Jake from Saints TV. We did a little preview at Marvel Stadium. They're confident. There's a quiet confidence about the Saints. And fair enough. They've had a good year. They brought in Ross. I look at them a little similar to the way I looked at us last year. They're probably at this stage ahead of where we were. They started hot. They had a bit of a patch where they struggled a bit, had some injuries. They're now starting to get some of their key players back, particularly this week. I think Brad Hill's going to come back. I think Max King's going to come back. Membry's going to come back. Fucking Membry every time. And so that's their story. And I learned a little bit more about the St Kilda story through Jake. So that was fun. Make sure you check those videos out. I've got one on this channel. And I also did a preview with Jake on his channel, Saints TV. So yeah, it's got a finals atmosphere about it. And the reason why I say that is because both teams with a win can really just almost get there. I think both of us need to win probably 2 or 3 to just lock it in and start talking about, home final or not. And so I know for sure the Saints will bring their best. They will play to their best. We now are at this point where I think we've earned a bit of respect in the competition where it's like, oh, okay, they've started to figure it out. And I think teams will start coming for us and start hunting us. And so the challenge for us, which I'm really curious to watch, is how do we continue to bring that mentality of being the hunter instead of being the hunted? And that is where that one of the next many challenges will come for this group, not only this year, but in the future. So that's that. Selection will be interesting. We lose Chera for a couple of weeks with a hammy. So the question is it Dow? Does he get elevated and play a full game? Don't know. I know Fisher played a bit a midfield time in the VFL last week. Does he get a chance? Jack Carroll did as well. It's going to be an interesting one to watch because I'm not, like, obviously I'd rather have those players there. But one thing that's in my mind right now is as long as we bring that heat and intensity around the ground, forward, defense, and down back, I'm confident that we can create the spillage. I'm confident that we can score off turnover and go from there. So I feel like we're going to need to be a little bit creative with what we do in that midfield mix. It may just mean guys like Cunningham and Martin and Fogarty just get a few more chances to play throughout that midfield, because what I know that we like to do is get a real rotation through there, and it keeps us unpredictable. So that's going to be an interesting watch. Let me know what you think about team selection and what we should do this week. I feel like it'll just be minimal. It may just even be a Chera out for Dow, who gets elevated, and he may just get his opportunity, which he's been waiting. He's been waiting patiently, Paddy Dow. He's been working his ass off, and all of a sudden, this could be it. So that's that. No, it's exciting. It is. It's exciting to be in the hunt. This is all you can really ask for, I feel. All you can really ask for the group and as a supporter is just be in the hunt and enjoy it. I think that's what my main feeling is this week. Like, we've got 4 more games to go. Hopefully we can get a few more wins and go a little bit more deeper into the season instead of having September off and watching the rest. But ultimately you've got to just win each game and take it 1 week at a time. And so no matter what happens, I just want to make sure that, I'm enjoying every moment. And yeah, last week was obviously great, but it really doesn't mean anything now. Like, we've just got to move on from it. It wasn't our grand final. It was just a very important game. It was an arch rival, which we love playing against. And this week we come up against a team who, if we don't bring the same intensity and application, they will be there. They will be ready to pounce. And if we give them a sniff, they'll take it. The game earlier in the season was an interesting one. I thought for the first half, for the most part, it was back and forth. It was a pretty good game. And then something happened in that third. They got probably 3 to 4 goals ahead, and they kind of just stayed there. And this was obviously at a point in the season where we didn't have the same connectedness with the group. It wasn't clicking at the time that we played them. So we go again, Marvel Stadium, under the roof. We go all over again and, try and do one better than last time. So that's that. What about you, mate? How are you feeling about this week? Have you stopped watching the Collingwood replay, and have you started to lock in? Because I think it's time to lock in. We can watch the Collingwood replay in the off season when we're reminiscing, but I think, it's really important to move on and not get too caught up in, how great the win was. I'm hoping last week is just the beginning of the real belief and the real confidence. And so, obviously it's really important that they bring the same heat, and then I think the rest will take care of itself. But how do you feel going into Sunday? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll go from there. Go Blues.